Hello, family members. Hope you're having a nice day today. Chuck Tingle just said something really cool on Facebook. He said that he created his trans wizard story as a uh, act of joy, as an act of protest. Joy as an act of protest. I love that. That really hit with me, and I think that that's something that people do kind of instinctively on some level. No matter how hard they try to beat you down, whoever they is in your particular case, you can always be happy and enjoy your life. And that's the biggest act of protest that you can do. And I find that, kind of affirming and fascinating at the same time. And I think it's something that we should really embrace as a queer community, as people who are maybe left leaning or liberals or whatever. Uh, I think that's kind of how you've got to counteract some of the uh, natural incentives that are built into a capitalist system that are going to favor power going to people who aren't compassionate, you know? Um, and so, because those incentives are there, people in power aren't necessarily compassionate. And so they don't care about the average person having joy. And there might even be I'd say Donald Trump seems like the type to be like that, who kind of spitefully likes denying people who they believe that are beneath them. And instead of fighting back with violence, the idea of fighting back with joy, with creation, with loving life and loving your community and love in general, oh, it touches me. I mean, I may be, and I actually am very much a mushy middle-aged millennial queer Christian, and yeah, sometimes things are maybe a little corny. I like it. Some of that stuff's for people like me, I guess, on some level. But I don't know, it really touched me. I have read some Chuck Tingle, some of the, like, the smaller kind of novels. Um, Obviously, a very good writer. The thing I find most fascinating about him is how easily he can switch voices, which that's a really good thing when you're writing characters anyway. But yeah, pretty cool that he has the career that he does. First with the like real off the wall stuff that kind of got him sort of this like, is it ironic or is it sincere kind of fan base, and people kind of questioned the sincerity of it all for so long. And I think that's what allowed it to proliferate the way that it did, because once people realized that it was sincere, it was too late to go back. He was already established. That he didn't need to have the trick of being some sort of, elaborate prank or joke. He could be just who he is and sincere about it, and build a career in a community. That's fabulous. That's wonderful. I wish that I could read now. I'm not really able to read anymore, which really is unfortunate, because it's like I used to read like I breathed. But I mean, like, I literally got in trouble in school for reading too much on multiple occasions. But at any rate, if I could read, I'm sure I would be reading his, you know, I guess what you would say is more traditionally published works that are coming out, because I feel like, I would enjoy them and also just to support him. But, oh gosh. I don't know, you can just see I'm just like so beaming because I am a happy person by default, which is a weird thing for somebody who suffers from chronic depression, right? I mean, like, but my default thing is to be happy unless there's something that's weighing on me. And, I got this big brain in my head that keeps giving me like multiple existential crises on a daily basis. So, you know, that happiness sometimes gets a little suppressed because you start thinking about things. And it's nice to have someone like Chuck Tingle who can remind me, and hopefully other people, not just me, but, at least I can speak to it, that for me, it made me remember that even though, no, because the world is so cruel and there's so much awful stuff going on, that my moments of happiness are so much more valuable because they're saying to the world, you can be as cruel as you like, but you can't take my joy, my happiness away from me. And I am still going to enjoy the parts of my life that I can. I mean, I love just laying here and cuddling with my animals, watching the Orlando Pride soccer game. Yeah, go Pride, unbeaten on the season. Woo. Sorry I had to brag a little bit, but women's sports is amazing. If you aren't watching Orlando Pride games, then you're just, what are you doing with your life? There's so much good stuff going on. Anyway, um, I think that we have to create. We have to feel good. We have to share things that make us happy. You know, things that are frivolous are not unimportant. I think it's kind of weird because it's this dichotomy. It's this stuff that's like, optional sometimes is not optional. You know what I mean? I have this friend who has been going through it, and every day is stress and blah blah blah. Well, she got to meet her hero, like from her childhood to present, that she has loved her entire life. Literally got to meet them a few weeks ago. What a wonderful thing to get to have happen. And I don't know what she paid to go to the celebrity meet and greet thingy that she went to, but whatever she paid, it was worth it because she needed that. She deserved that moment of joy. She does everything she does, and she has to have a moment for herself too. We all do. We all need to have that. You know, self-care, they like to call it. Yeah. But I don't know, that the term has some weird connotations at this point, but it's just essential. It's essential that we take the time, that we learn to live in our own joy. There's moments when we must fight, and there's moments when we must despair, and there's moments where we may not know how to feel. But when we do feel the joy, we are going to live in it and love it and be revolutionary in that. Nonviolent resistance has a history of making changes people never thought possible. And joy as an act of protest is a revolutionary idea. It is a form of nonviolent protest, and it's a wonderful a wonderful thing. So be joyful, my family members. And if you don't follow Chuck Tingle on social media, I would highly recommend that, because he is very affirming. No matter what your identity is, you're always going to feel included in whatever he's talking about. And he is going to make you feel like there's someone out there that has a voice that wants to help you and people like you. Whoever you are. Because all of us, on some level, have something that makes us feel like society sees us as lesser. And whatever that quality is for you, you know, sexuality, gender identity, class status, rich, poor, you know, working class, owning class, you know, like, owning class is not, not that, but, dog owner, covered in dog hair, getting your elbow licked while you're trying to wrap up your video just off camera. Kimmy! If she jumps up on the bed, the camera's probably going to fall over, so I better wrap this video up real quick. But Chuck Tingle's great, everybody. I love you. Have joy. Bye.